better than one.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon. Old Man King Homestead, it's fine.
Peter.
I hope we didn't go over the top of you, Peter.
Yeah, I hope we didn't pick, do yours.
We tried to pick a time that we hopefully none of our friends had lives. Hopefully that's the case.
I don't have it, honey,
So,
on my phone. How are you doing, Peter? Hopefully all is well over there with you and the chickens. Hope they're all doing well. No, I don't have it. I can't find it.
no?
Hang on, Peter. We're having a little...
We're having a little technical difficulty, that's all.
Yeah, turn it down.
Sue's having trouble working her phone.
Sue always has trouble working her phone.
Yeah, she does. Sue's definitely
Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it now.
Sue's
All
not,
right.
Sue's not exactly technically savvy, but
I am not.
she does try.
Hello, James Gippy. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's really sweet of you. Okay.
Welcome, James. Glad to have you along. Well, hope you didn't hear that echo.
Sorry.
Susie's still trying to work
Still
her
trying
phone.
to figure out how to use my phone. It's not very good. I'm definitely technology challenged.
Susie's asked several people to help her do Facebook, and then after a while, the people just put their hands up and go, "Yeah, I don't know," because she has a hard time.
I'm not good at things.
She's really, really smart at many, many things, but when it comes to tech stuff, it like baffles her. She just, I don't know.
Just not good at it.
It's kind of funny. Yeah. Anyway, we had a pretty good week last week.
We did. Yeah. We went camping. We just got back from camping today. We went to Neck Beach, which was the first time there. I was a little disappointed though, because we thought we'd have a view of the ocean, but we didn't.
No, we did not have a view.
The only ocean views are no electricity sites. So
you could walk to the beach, but the beach was eroded in such a way that there was really no place to walk.
Yeah, all rocks.
I think we hit it right at high tide, and there may have been a place to walk if we had a little bit of a lower tide. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It was all rocky, and you couldn't. It was red seaweed, red tide.
Had red tide for
some. So tons of seaweed on the beach. It was like big, almost mounds of seaweeds that you couldn't really walk through, and so it was a little disappointing. I don't know if that's because of the storm Ian. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. I don't watch the news anymore because it depresses me. So I don't know. They would talk about the red tide and why it usually has something to do with they claim global warming. So I don't know. Anyways, we last week worked out well for me because we actually got a new water pump. We tried to get a new water pump for Finicky Franny for a while, and it was.
Hello, Linda Bacher. How are you?
Hello, Linda.
Thanks for joining us.
And it was back ordered. And they had 10 on back order for quite a while. And Susie called and they finally had one and we went and got it. And I was a little nervous about putting it in, but it was a piece of cake. Everything retrofit pretty much. Had moved the hoses a little bit and just a black wire, a red wire, 4 screws, and 2 hoses. And it worked good. We used it.
It was much quieter, and he also he got an idea from Grand Adventures.
Mark from Grand Adventure taught me that it's not necessarily the water pump that makes the noise in an RV. You know that brrr noise? It's where the water comes out of it, I guess, or whatever. And it's true. So I insulated those pipes coming out of the storage tank and into the pump and coming out of the pump and into the rig by about that far on each side. And it quieted it by well over half, like probably one you can barely hear it. And the old water pump was kind of cycling bad, so it was getting old. It was the original pump supposedly from 2003. So that worked good. And then I had 2 kids from work come over. I call them kids, but they're 30s. They're in their 30s, but they're kids to me, strength-wise and
energy-wise,
able to get under the rig and crawl around and stuff. And they did quite a section. Of scraping and wire brushing, and they're going to come back, I guess, next week, and they're going to finish it off now. So now I got to get back to painting. I got to get back to putting the undercoating on it from where I left off, and try to get that done because we're going to be done camping here shortly, and we have a bunch of little things to do to the rig before we take off on in December at some point. Yeah, we actually got somebody to come and watch the house and be here the whole time that we're, away and everything. So it's cool. You don't have to worry about the house. There'll be somebody here. The person's kind of a recluse, so they pretty much spend all of their time in the house. So we're pretty safe there. And we're supposed to leave on Christmas Day. Yeah, after we celebrate Christmas, we're going to get in finicky Franny if the weather permits, because that time of year can be crazy. And we're going to head south. We're going to try to get to Lake Georgia area pretty much as fast as we can, but after that, we're going to take our time. I'm going to do some winterizing to finicky Franny. I'm going to run some heat tape around some of the pipes that are on the outside. I'm going to.
Hello, Tom
Hello.
Garvey.
Hello, Tom
Keto
Garvey.
Cook. Nice of you to join us.
Yeah, very nice.
We're doing well tonight. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well today. We're going to ask you all some questions later, so hang in there. We're going to try to learn a little bit about each other. Where was I?
Sorry,
yeah,
didn't
so-
interrupt.
So I'm going to put some heat tape on it, on the pipes. We're going to wrap it with aluminum foil, put some heat tape on it, and insulate the holding tank. So when we're down south, like on Route 10 along the Gulf Coast, it should be safe. I'm going to cut a little vent out in the back, and we're going to blow some heat in there, and I'm going to get a little ceramic thermostatic heater for the
Water tank.
for where the holding tank is. And we're going to plug that in on the inside of the rig. Like if say we happen to get a night where it's 20 or something, just to be safe, we'll be able to plug that in. We'll have it set. We'll have the thermostat set for like 38 or 40. So if it gets down near freezing, it'll kick on. And we're ready to go. We're going to head south. So, yeah.
We'll have a couple, hopefully only 2 days, of cold weather before we hit the warmth.
Yeah, I mean, it
We're
gets
figuring,
at
hopefully.
that time of year, it gets cold down along Route 10 along the Gulf Coast, but nothing like here. I mean,
Right now, the freezing weather that we
No,
have to really worry about the water. And,
yeah, like the
and
days will
stuff.
probably be 50, or so, and the nights will probably won't even really hit freezing in general. We live down there in East Texas, right along Route 10, for a couple of years, and we did see some freezing temperatures, but it was rare. It was maybe out of the 2 years we were there, we might have saw below 30, 32, like maybe 5 or 6 times. So we should be good. And with all of the safety precautions that we're taking, we should be good. We're doing lots of practicing.
Yeah, we're trying to make our water last. Not
Yeah.
always easy,
No,
but we've got it down 2 days.
yeah, because
I think we'll make it 3. So.
our goal is to boondock for 3 days and then spend a night or two in a campsite, and then boondock for 3 days and spend a night or two in the campsite. So we need to make water in our black tank and our gray tank and so forth last for 3 days. I think we can do it. I mean, we just did it. We could have done it just now when we got back. We definitely had another day, and we wasted a little bit of water so we could get better at it. So I think we got
we're
it.
learning.
Yeah, we don't want to look like rookies when we get down there with all our YouTube RV friends, and we're supposed to meet a lot of the people. We don't want to look like rookies. We're going to look a little bit like we know what we're doing. We don't want to have
Make
to
believe we look like we know what we're
make
doing.
believe like that.
I guess we really
It's always
don't.
make believe because we really don't know what we're doing. It's a little bit like the Beverly Hillbillies goes to the big city when it comes to me and Sue a lot of times.
I just wanted to mention, he talked about living in East Texas. We were there and we had one snowstorm while we were there, and we happened to be out and we just sat. I mean, it literally was a dusting, like a dusting.
A dusting, like.
Yeah, like nothing. And we sat and we happened to be sitting in a parking lot, and we were just sitting there watching people slide into each other. It was like
People had no idea how to stop, had no idea how to take off. They would like slam on the gas and do donuts, and they were
So we kind of
running,
enjoyed ourselves.
slamming into each other. We just kind of sat there and watched everybody have accidents. It was crazy.
We were like surprised because we're so used to driving in a foot of snow.
Yeah, I mean we drive
Or
lots of
not
miles
usually
of
a
snow.
foot, but whatever.
You got to use your head. You got to take off slow. You got to kind of think. You can't go fast because you can't stop. So but not them. Hammer down, gun in the back window, chewing tobacco. Hammer down. So yeah, they have no idea how to handle snow at all. It's crazy, but yeah, I'm sure that we did some crazy things to the Texans that they thought we were crazy, doing too. So
They thought we were, they called us the damn Yankees.
Yep.
Because damn Yankees regular Yankees come and go, but damn Yankees come and stay. So
Yeah,
we were damn Yankees for 2.5 years
yeah, we
before
stayed for
before they,
2.5
we
years.
left. Yeah, so
It was a nice place to live and all, but man, it was hot in the summer. Oh my God.
yeah, it was really hot.
I mean, we saw 90 degrees at 1 o'clock in the morning many times. It was just devastating. And they get a little bit of a winter, but not really. Not like we were used to all of our lives. We just moved there for supposedly bigger or better things, and it was nice, but we decided to come back home.
We love home.
Yeah,
We love New England.
yeah,
So.
we're born and bred in New England. So.
Yeah, Linda, we're trying to avoid hotels. We're both a little bit of a germaphobe, so we're trying to stay away from the hotels. And it's really not that hard. I mean, we got home today, and I mean, we pretty much got it down to maybe half hour, 40 minutes to pull everything out of the camper and put it in the house and put it away. So we're really getting that down pat. And so it's not that hard. And as far as campgrounds go, I mean, we didn't have sewer today. We just had electricity. But still, it didn't take him, more than.
No, it's fine.
By the time I put things away so we can travel, he's done outside putting stuff away. So it's really not all that much time.
And we traveled for years and years and years, and we did motel rooms. And when we were young, we didn't think about germs or anything. And then when COVID came, well, we were thinking about germs before COVID because the quality of the motel rooms, in our opinion, has gone downhill big time. Back in the day, when you went in, you didn't have the last night's toothpaste spit on the mirror, and everything got washed and everything got vacuumed. Today, not so much. I don't know. Nobody seems to really clean their rooms like they used to. Maybe it's just because we're getting older and we think about it.
And we're germaphobes.
Whatever. And so when COVID hit, we just don't want to do motel rooms. Plus, we bring the whole world with us. So
yeah, exactly.
Those carts that are those trolley carts,
the luggage carts.
We pack it. I mean, we got pillows and coats.
Yeah, we bring our own
dog
pillows.
stuff and dog cages and we, again, we look like the Beverly Hillbillies going to the big city, and we got to do that every single day, in and out of the motel room.
Yeah.
Finicky Franny, you just get out of the driver's seat, you go back, you have coffee, you have something to eat, you can use the bathroom, you can do whatever. It's our own germs. You don't have to worry about,
loading things in and out. We load them once in and then load them once out. It's not like every single night having load in and out.
Correct.
And every time we went in a hotel room, we forgot something every single
time.
So
you're out to the car and you're back, and you're out to the car and you're back. Lazy days ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome.
Hope you guys are doing good.
We're so glad to have you.
Jesse, I hope your eye's doing well. Jesse just had cataract surgery, so he said he went from 50-30 to 50-20, to 30-20. So that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. So hopefully you're noticing a big difference, even, because that was Thursday, I believe. And so hopefully by today, you're noticing a big difference. And he was out driving the next day, going to the doctor's appointment. So that shows, what a big difference it was.
It's funny because I had cataract surgery years and years ago.
Like 20 plus
years ago. Yeah. And I had I couldn't, there were lots of things like, well, first of all, I couldn't bend over for like a week or something. And I had to lay still for the first 24 hours. I had to do all kinds of stuff. And a guy at work just had cataract surgery, and man, he was like, pretty much ready to go like the following day. And by the second day after that, there was no restrictions. He could bend over. He could pretty much lift. He could do whatever. I don't think I could lift like more than 50 pounds for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And in my work, that's big. I'm lifting heavy stuff lots.
Plus, he felt really sick afterwards, and he had felt like he had gravel in his eye. It was terrible.
Now the anesthesia hit me really, really hard.
Yeah. Jesse said he's in the middle of making a video with his good eye. Guess you only need one good eye. And like I said, I don't know if you noticed, I said on one of the lives that I saw you on, is that you are so fast as a moderator that I can't imagine how much faster you're going to be now that you can see. If you couldn't see before, you'll be like typing like a crazy person.
I've got to give all the moderators credit. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I got to give Susie credit too. She types,
I don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, she says hi to everybody that comes.
I might say hi, but I'm really slow at it.
I'm too slow at it, and I usually spell stuff wrong, and I just stick to editing videos and responding to the comments, and that's as far as I can go. And making, and doing some filming too. I'm doing a movie right now, in fact, that is from Sue's GoPro when we were in Vermont. It's going to be a nice video, I think. We have some nice pictures of it.
Just said it only took 10 minutes for the surgery.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. He was on the table for,
Oh, I was there
God,
for, I don't know.
40 minutes?
It was a whole process too, because I had to go in an hour before and they drugged me up and they had me basically gonzo. And yeah, it took me like 40 minutes and then it took
Jeez.
another hour after that. And then like a week and a half of stipulations and rules and
yeah.
certain things. Yeah. So
Came home, went straight to bed, and you were in bed the whole next day. Too.
yeah, I didn't feel well either.
Yeah.
I didn't
Wow,
feel well
10
at all.
minutes. That's amazing.
10
Were
minutes.
you awake were you in a chair or were you like laying down? Oops, I knew you were going to do that.
No, Susie said I was going to
I just
spill.
told him not to leave his water there, and
She
he
said I was
did.
going to spill the water, but I'm an idiot, so I'll be right back. Susie can talk.
So yeah, it was a pretty big deal. So were you like just laying in a chair? Were you like on the operating table, Jesse, or was it just in a chair that they do it? Things that do change. It has been probably 24 plus years since he had his done. It's been a really long time.
Yeah,
so.
it's been it was way back,
Yeah.
way back. And I only had it in one eye, and I was very young. And the doctor said it was unheard of at my age. I think I was like younger than 40.
Yeah, you were.
You know, so
Yeah.
many years ago.
Or just
And
40.
I tried to tell the doctor too because it's weird. I have this backlapping compound. It's like valve grinding compound. It's real gritty stuff. And I was using it to sharpen blades at work with. And some of it flew into my eye that day. When I went to sleep that night, my eye was normal. When I woke up the next day, I had this fog. And when I went to the eye doctor, I had a cataract. And I tried to tell him that my eye was perfect until I get that stuff in my eye. And he said, no way. Well, I don't know. And he could be right because he's smarter than me, I suppose. But I'm telling you, I had nothing wrong with my eye at all till that time. And I still haven't had cataract surgery in the other eye. And I'll tell you what, I'm wicked paranoid when I use that stuff now. I don't get any in my eyes or anything. It freaks me out. Yeah. I mean, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a coincidence. I don't know.
Maybe it was.
But I think the best part about having finicky Franny is I'm an old guy, and in the morning when I travel, I have to pull into rest areas and run into the rest area like the old man panic to pee. So by the time you stop, get out, run in, pee, get back, get in the car, and get going back onto the highway again, you've lost 10, 15 miles. Finicky Franny, I pull over, throw it in pot, I walk to the back, I do my thing, I get back into the driver's seat, gone. I don't have to run in. And people see the old man panic too, because I have a lot of people where they're pointing to the bathroom as I'm running into the door because they know what I'm looking for, because like in the morning when I have to pee like 8 times, it's crazy.
Too much coffee.
It's crazy. Too much coffee. Yeah, it's just
talking about having to pee. So when he was getting his eye surgery, his
so
pressure went up in his eye, and they actually made him like the doctor looked at me. Do you have to pee? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, we got to fix that because it's making your pressure in your eye go up. So if anybody didn't know that,
whoever knew that,
if you got to pee, it makes your eye pressure go up.
And the doctor said, I don't know if you've ever had to pee really bad and had your teeth floating before, like you feel it in your teeth. Maybe you haven't, maybe you have, but if you get to really pee bad, at least I have felt that in the past.
That old-fashioned saying.
Yeah,
my teeth are floating.
Yeah, my teeth are floating. You get that like weird feeling in your jaws. That's because your eye pressure and everything else is going up because you have to pee. Duh.
Learn something new every day.
Who knew? Seriously, who knew?
He learned on the operating table. Yeah, he said he was laying down somewhat propped up, but in a regular hospital situation.
Wow.
But they gave him feel good elixir that made him feel real good.
Yeah, they could strap you to an airplane and fly you around. You wouldn't even care, right? Yeah. I know. I was totally out of it. They knocked me right out when I was doing it. And I was flat out, and I had this thing over my eye, and it wasn't a fun experience.
And he doesn't like doctors. Jesse, he's kind of like you, Jesse. Jesse was really worried about it.
I freak out. I don't like doctors at all.
Oh, Tom had bladder cancer.
Oh my God.
Oh my, that's a tough one. Yeah.
I hope
you're feeling better.
Hope you're okay.
Yeah, I hope you're doing better. That's something that's going in. No worries.
Hope so.
No fun.
I hope so.
And yes, Jesse, we are enjoying. I love the fall weather. This is definitely my time of the year. Love fall and spring, so definitely enjoying that.
Early fall, late spring. because fall turns to winter before fall's over around there usually. But yeah, it's beautiful right now. It's beautiful. The leaves are all changing. It's crisp. It's it's beautiful. Yeah.
Jesse said it was nothing, and I was scared as a sinner in church.
Yep.
Oh, awesome, Tom. Glad you're cancer free. That's awesome news. That Don C word.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yep. Definitely a bad word.
Yeah, it's not a good one by no means.
So Horseneck Beach State Reservation Campground. We were a little disappointed because it's the first campground that we've ever been in it's like an actual campground where it's a camper and 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 a camper. And we thought we'd have a view of the ocean, but you're on this side of the sand dunes, so you can't really see the ocean. You can walk to the ocean, but then I think I said a little bit earlier, there was really no place to walk. We hit it at high tide. It was right up against a bunch of rocks, and we're too old. All rocks about this size, all small round rocks. So
yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
We walked on it a little bit. Sweetie didn't like it. I didn't like it, and Susie was hurting her ankle or her foot or whatever. So we didn't.
All the things hurt. Knees. Yeah, it's not good for. I'm better walking on grass or stuff like that. It doesn't bother me, but walking on hard things like that, it really bothers me. So, yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, I'd have to say that would be my least favorite one so far. We've been to the other two have been state parks, and they've been more private.
Yeah, they're private. You got some woods,
a little bit bigger
people.
Space.
Very quiet.
This would have been. We were right across from the bathroom and right across from the playground.
Would have been.
So I'm sure if it were busy, it would have been really not quiet whatsoever.
Of course, when we got there, we got the remnants of that.
Yeah, we got the
hurricane. Ian, which what we didn't have to deal with too much of the winds, although it got windy
this morning.
Morning, not real horrible, but it started to rain just about the time we got there. We got there about 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday. Just about the time I got everything hooked up and ready to go, we started having it on the roof, and it never let up. It rained basically all night, Friday night, all day Saturday.
Thanks so much, Tom, for stopping in. I'm glad that you are free. Get back to cooking. So just come by and see what you made that on your next video. We'll have to come check it out. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We do appreciate it. Have a great day. And hello, Andrea. Thanks for joining us
hello,
today.
Andrea. Welcome.
You snuck in on us.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. Yeah.
We love having you come and join us.
Absolutely.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I've talked about the campground.
Talking about the campground, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine, but Wampatucket and all the state parks are nice. They give you a little bit of woods, a little bit of privacy, and it's quiet. I can see where Horseneck would be a party down place. Probably in the summer, everybody's hooting and hollering and drinking and blah, 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 we're not exactly partiers. I mean, we're not party poopers, but we're not exactly partiers. So, we want to hit the sack around 8:00.
Yeah, we're potty poopers, actually.
Well, I guess we are.
Nobody goes to bed at 8:00 unless they're potty poopers.
I do. I'm sleeping by 8:00. Matter of fact, about the time I'm done with you all here, I'm going to be heading to bed because I got to get up at 3:15. Susie gets up at 4 though. She doesn't get up that much later than me, but she never goes to bed before 8:30 at night. I don't know how she does it.
Because I end up doing YouTube stuff, so
yeah, but
because everybody does their stuff late, late to us. But
she does work.
Everyone's doing their lives, at 8:00 or after. So that's why it's really hard for me to get to lives and to spend a lot of time at them because I am, I'm getting tired by that point.
Yeah, and this afternoon I'm very excited. I got a future movie coming. I might have mentioned it a little bit earlier. I haven't had a chance to tell Susie, but Susie took a bunch of video when we were in Vermont. And there's a lot of nice stuff on it. I'm kind of excited. We got another really nice movie coming up from behind the Sue's camera. She likes to visit stores and stuff, so you ladies will like it. There's a lot of stores, and she checks out a place where they make maple syrup. There's like a museum / place where they make maple syrup. The Sugar Shack. It's a real famous place in Vermont. I guess. I mean, I've seen some YouTubers there having the maple creamy ice cream, which, by the way, is unbelievably good. We're heading to Vermont in about 3 weeks, and on our agenda is 2 times we want to go have maple cream ice
Maple
cream.
creamies.
It's just so good. It's soft serve ice cream with vanilla but flavored with maple syrup.
It's really
It's
good.
delicious. Susie and Sandy get the chocolate maple
It was
syrup.
half chocolate and half maple.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Andrea, what time do you hit the bed? She said she misses a lot of the late night lives too. So yeah, he's like, forget it.
I forget it, and I can't do lives. I can't type fast enough. I can't keep up with it. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I'm not fast enough either, but
Susie's
I do
getting
try.
better at it.
I try,
You
but
know?
I'm still pecking one finger.
Right.
One finger pecker.
One finger pecker.
Uh-oh.
So, anyways, last week we had some fun and we asked you all some questions, and this week we'd also like to ask some questions so we can get to know you all a little better, and we'll answer the questions too.
For sure, Andrea. She says she needs some time to wind down. That's what my problem is. I end up doing YouTube, and then I'm like, first of all, I'm starting to fall asleep, but then I'm like wide awake once I stop. So yeah, you do need some time to wind down afterwards.
And speaking of the rain on Friday night and Saturday, by the way, it helped us wind down because me and Sue, we just go and go and go and go and go, and we work and we work and I've been working on the RV, and Susie stocks the RV and does all the logistics of the campgrounds and all the YouTubing, and so we never really stop.
Jesse, we'd love to give you a wrench if you'd be interested. That would be fun. We'd love to have you join us as the mod father on our channel. We would love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you're interested, let us know. We'll be glad to send you a wrench right your way and make you blue.
Yeah. So on Saturday on Saturday and Friday night we couldn't do anything. We didn't want to leave. I mean, it poured nonstop. So basically, what we did was we each sat around and watched YouTube videos, and we did a small wallpaper job in the bathroom. So.
Thank you, Jesse. You're the best.
Woohoo! Glad you guys made it, Sue and Bob.
Hello, Sue. How are you?
Hello. Thank you, Jesse.
Is everything all set down your way, Lisa?
You,
Sue, did you get any other damage besides just some internet interruption? Did you lose electricity and stuff like that as well?
I hope not. I watched Bob's video of riding around and stuff. It didn't look like you guys got hit too bad. I'm not sure if you got hit after that or not, but he seemed pretty confident, like you all were all set. But of course, you lost power, huh? Jeez. Of course, that's the worst part. We lost power when one hurricane hit for 2 weeks. We didn't have power for 2 whole weeks. We haven't had a bad hurricane here in a long time, and God forbid, we don't want another one. Hurricanes are no fun. They're just horrible. Absolutely horrible. So yeah, we got to wind down on Saturday. Susie's doing her tech thing.
Trying to figure this out. Yeah.
And we watched YouTube videos all day and just chilled out. It was great. It's both what we needed. We actually took a nap. All three of us, Sweet Pea, me, and Sue. We were all. It probably sounded like the Three Stooges minus a whoop 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 because we all snore. So while everybody's here and stuff, we like to ask a few questions every single week. Last week we asked some questions. Everybody seemed to have fun. We'll answer the questions too. And if you all have some questions that you'd like to ask us, we'll try to answer them. We don't have to, but we'll try. So you can ask us anything. So we're going to ask one question, and we'll wait a while. We'll let everybody answer.
No damage whatsoever for Sue. We are very lucky. We never lost power. Good for you. Lost water for a couple hours. Pressure regular. Got stuck during a high wind. Only thing we lost was internet. Rough 4 days. Good for you guys. I'm so happy that there was no damage down your way.
Wicked happy. Yeah. I mean, it's scary. We saw Homestead like after that hurricane. We were there like a few months after that. It was flattened. There was nothing left. It was amazing. That was before Homestead Speedway was built and stuff. That's when NASCAR came in and bought that land because it was flattened. Florida is a beautiful place, but man, I'll tell you what. I'd be worried about hurricanes a lot. So, anyways, like I was saying last week, we asked everybody some questions, and it's because we'd like to get to know you all a little better, and perhaps you'd like to get us to know us all a little better also. So the first question today is: do you have animals, and what kind what are their names? And do you have grand animals like us? Like we have grand,
We have grand animals.
grand cats and grand chickens because our daughter has chickens and our son has cats. So if you want to answer that, do you have any? Do you have animals? What kind and what are their names? Of course, we have Sweet Pea. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows Sweet Pea.
Everybody knows Sweet Pea. She had a pretty serious medical issue back about 3 weeks ago now, and we actually thought she was dying. We were crying and everything in the kitchen. She was flat out. She was comatose. She wouldn't move. Our niece is a vet, and she said, well, perhaps she's had a stroke and blah, 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 but she came out of it, and she's been fine now for like 3 weeks, and she's like really, really good again. So.
Oh, you have a min pin. Jesse and Lisa have a mini pincher like Johnny has.
I think I've seen it in the.
Yeah, like Johnny's.
Yeah, I've seen it in their truck when they were.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, when they were doing.
I never saw it on any of the
I
lives.
believe I've seen it in their
Toby
truck.
and he's 12, so he and Sweet Pea would get along
Wow,
fine. Sweet
yeah.
Pea's 12.
Yeah, Sweet Pea likes old dogs
She
because
does.
she doesn't have the patience or the energy for puppies. If a dog comes at her with all kinds of energy, she just turns her head. She doesn't want nothing to do with it. If the dog's old like her, she goes up and she smells and she likes them. So, wow, a min pin, huh? Yeah, so cute. Yeah, very, very cute. Very, very cute. Digging for Health has chickens.
Now, what's a sun conure? That's a mongo. That's your bird, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
And a corgi named Lady Tater. But that's right. You talked about
Lady Tater.
Lady Tater of Wales.
Lady Tater of Wales.
I love that name. That is so cute.
We just love our animals.
We just love animals in general.
Yeah, all animals. The older I get, the softer of a slob I am, and I don't even like to see animals get hunted or anything. It's I mean, even fishing. I fished for years. Now I feel bad. I'm fishing. I'm yanking this fish out of its own environment. And I pick it up and I look at it, and it flutters around, and it can't breathe, and it's probably bleeding out the mouth to entertain me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm probably done with that. I'm getting to be a soft slob.
Hello, Sandy. Yeah, he started at 5, so that in case we went a little bit late, he can still get to bed on time.
Sandy's been out taking photos.
Oh.
She is the owner of Nature's Essence greeting cards, and she goes around and takes photos, and she leaves her greeting cards and postcards and stuff like that in different stores. So it's like a hobby / small business for her. And she just sent us a bunch of pictures, and you all have loved her pictures. We put her pictures up several times. She just sent us a bunch of pictures. I can't wait to get into it. It looks like I have enough for maybe 2 shorts. I usually put some music behind it, but her photos are just fantastic. I've walked with her before, and she sees things that most people don't see. I've seen her taking pictures of things, and I look at her like, oh, whatever. But then when you see the picture, it's like, oh my God, no wonder she took that picture. She's just great. Sandy has animals. Sandy, you want to talk about your animals? Our question today is, do you have animals? What kind? What are their names? If you want to
Radio Jonesy, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. He's over in Australia.
Oh my God.
He's an Australia friend.
Thank you very much for coming aboard.
And he doesn't hunt. He said he doesn't hunt. He just plays and makes music. He likes to make music. Doesn't do much of it anymore, but he does like to play music.
I used to play guitar a lot, and I was in a band. I was in a country band for 4 or 5 years, I guess.
He self-taught himself saxophone too as a kid.
Yeah.
He played the saxophone. He never kept up with it, but he taught himself how to play as a kid.
And I'm looking to get a keyboard to make some of my own music for my YouTube videos, because you don't really have to write lyrics. You just have to do sounds and stuff. So.
Sandy said, "Phew, no tsunami." So he's been teasing. He told Sandy he was worried about a tsunami. So she's been teasing him about, "Phew, no tsunami at the beach."
Well, I mean, we're 50 feet from 50 feet. We were probably 150 feet from the ocean, and what if an earthquake happened? It would sweep finicky Franny away, and we'd be rolling away in the water. And and I was telling Sandy that on the phone, so she makes fun of me because I always worry about things. I'm a natural worrier. It's just the way I am. Has anybody else said anything about their animals at all?
I think Sandy must have, because she said Sandy said by the way, Sandy said, is that sweet? She can hear Sweet Pea snoring in the background. And yes, that is Sweet Pea snoring, if that's all, if you're all wondering. And she doesn't anything about Steve. She has Steve and her cat, which is in our last live. Stephen came up and was in the live with us.
Yeah.
Sandy didn't want to come in live, but Stephen was in the live. But she said he's snoring also.
He was in my lap for a little while. You could see his head, you could see his bum, you could see his head, you could see his bum because he was looking for love.
Oh, Steve the cat. That's what she wrote. Okay.
Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite TV series? And I don't even have a favorite TV series anymore because I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. You can ask me maybe what are my favorite YouTube channels.
Jesse, you did one of your videos that I watched. You kind of had your hat backwards. You were being really silly, and you were drumming, and I'm like, wow, that was really good. Not realizing that you've been playing drums since 1974, so that's why you were so good.
That's why you're so good.
Wow, that man's got rhythm. That's because you've been doing it for a long time, so that's amazing.
Yeah, I had a country band for a while.
Andrew says she can hear the snoring too.
But the problem is, and one of the reasons why I stopped being in the country band was because I kind of had to have 3 or 4 drinks in me to get up onto the stage and actually do it. And weekend after weekend, I was having 3 or 4 drinks, and then it was 5 or 6 drinks, and this and that and the other. And I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna keep drinking to go on stage. So basically, I just stopped. Yeah.
He just got Radio Jonesy just got himself a puppy for his daughter, a 26-year-old daughter. What kind of puppy did you get? We love puppies.
Nothing like a puppy.
I know, they're so cute. We don't have the energy for one anymore, but we do love them.
If we ever get another dog, which we're thinking we're not going to, because
he's thinking doesn't. But we haven't agreed on that yet. But
just because we don't really have the energy for a puppy or whatever, and we're not going to as nice as it is to take in elderly dogs, and we've done it before. We've taken in elderly dogs, we fall in love with them, and then they die. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
That's how we ended up with the Boston Terriers. He adopted a 9-year-old Boston Terrier from someone who she was actually a puppy mill dog. When we had her spayed at 9, she still had staples from her last litter. They never even took the staples out.
She didn't know how to walk. She didn't know how to play with toys. She didn't know how to do nothing. She spent all of her life in a cage, except for the couple of years before we got her. And then she was with a bachelor who fed her nothing but pizza crust. And so when we got Sweetie, not Sweetie.
Her name was Sweetie.
When we got Sweetie, she was a mess. She didn't have any fur. One of her eyes was bulging out.
She had cataracts too.
She was deaf, and but we brought her in and we gave her a really good life. But we only had her for under 2 years. I mean, I fall in love with my dog. If I hang around with a dog for 2 hours, I fall in love with the dog. So, and I can't take losing. Like when I lose Sweetie, you're not going to see me live for a while because you might see Sue. But I can't take it. It's almost like losing a child. I mean, not literally.
We've never lost a child, so we can't. We don't know what that's like.
I get that, but it's almost like losing a child because they just become such a big part of your life. You nurture them and you take care of them. Sweetie's Sweetie and me are soulmates. We really are.
You are.
I know what that dog wants. The dog gets what she wants from me, and I think these days she's got me trained. Not I have her trained.
Yeah, Jesse, it was on your Jam It Up June, and that you started jamming out. That was very cool. Yes.
Jam It Up June.
Jam It Up June.
So, anyways, what is your favorite TV series if you have one? And favorite movie? Also.
Andrew said she only does YouTube, which is probably what everyone.
Yeah, probably all of us only do YouTube. And I asked what was your favorite YouTube channel last week. So anybody who wasn't here, what is your favorite YouTube channel then? And your favorite movie? We all have seen movies from time to time.
And I'm trying to think, Jesse. You just said it wasn't One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. He just said on one of his recent videos what his favorite movie was. He couldn't, and I cannot remember for the life of me. It's a classic.
I love Sanford and Son. I can still watch Sanford and Son. I love it. It's the big one, Elizabeth. It's the big one. I mean, seriously, it's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I really love that show.
Jesse, remind me, what was your favorite movie that you was on the other day? You said you have to watch. Well, I know the other one was The Godfather. So Godfather, I think, is your ultimate favorite. But there was one the other night you said you were going through the channels and you happened to see it and you had to stop and watch it, even though it was late. What the heck was it? Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh, I have brain farts. To Kill a Mockingbird, that's what it was.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Yes, Sue. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was probably one of my favorite movies. Actually, it was a really great.
That was
movie.
good.
It was a great movie.
He's an awesome actor. I mean, he's amazing. He really is. He can do so many different things.
Doctor Who. Digging with Hope. Doctor Who.
My son loves Doctor Who.
Before I watched YouTube, Sandy asked, what was my favorite TV series? You're not going to believe it. Probably Rockford Files.
Oh yeah, we love Rockford Files.
I've seen all of them. I don't know how many times, and I just loved that show. Absolutely loved Rockford Files. So we watched movies I had taped. Yeah, right.
Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men.
I love.
He is.
I love Burgess
Meredith. He's a great guy.
Yeah. So
yeah, The Godfather. I got that. See, I remember that much Godfather because you're the Mod Father.
Yeah, he is the Mod Father.
The Mod Father loves The Godfather.
He is known as the Mod Father. There's no doubt there.
But now we don't watch much. I like to watch. I still like to watch my Little People, Big World.
She likes Blue Bloods.
I do like Blue Bloods. Yes, I do like Blue Bloods, and I watch that, which I haven't watched any of it. I don't have time anymore because I'm doing YouTube.
Yeah.
I watch that. I like to watch Little People, Big World, and I like to watch.
I mean, we should just get rid of cable.
I know we're thinking about getting rid of
cable
because we don't
the only
watch
thing we need right now is YouTube. Really, there's so much to watch on YouTube. I love YouTube videos of all sorts and all kinds.
Ron loves Wizard of Oz too. Sue said that's one of her favorites that she'll watch anytime it comes on.
Anytime, anywhere.
He likes to watch
Absolutely. That. I've seen it probably 50 times. I know almost word for word what the movie is, but yeah, it's just, and think about the day it was made. It was 1938, I think.
Does anybody remember?
And it's amazing.
Does anybody remember Ma and Pa Kettle? Is anyone old enough to remember that? I used to love that.
I still love that show, the Ma and Pa Kettle series.
That was fun.
Mom, Pa
showing our age here.
Mom, Pa Kettle go on vacation, and
yeah, Sue's probably old enough to remember that one.
Yeah.
Hello, Warm Strong Adventures. Thanks so much for joining us. You're a new friend.
Warm Strong Adventures. Welcome.
Oh, see, I knew Sue would remember that. Sue and I are about the same age, so
and for
my cousin Vinny
and Pa Kettle, in my opinion, looks a lot like Sue's father did.
He did remind me of my dad.
He looked a lot like Sue's father. So if you go back and look at Pa Kettle, that's kind of what Sue's father looked like. It really was, you know. And her father was pretty laid back, kind of like him too, you know, pretty laid back guy.
Science, Andrea likes science fiction and fantasy. So she gets enough real life every day.
Right? I'm with you on that, man. You know?
Oh, and Sandy's a Johnny Depp person. Chocolate is her favorite. She definitely likes Johnny Depp.
Yeah. When we were in Las Vegas, Sandy took a picture with Johnny Depp.
In the Wax Museum.
In the Wax Museum, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he found it. Jesse found Ma and Pa Kettle, so you all go watch it. It's definitely funny. They just had lots of kids, and yeah, kind of reminded me of my family because we had 8 kids in my family, so that's why I think I liked it so much because it did remind me of my family.
It was hilarious.
Bunch of crazy kids running around.
It really was. And so, okay, what is you guys' favorite state? Mine is probably, I would have to say, Utah. Although Arizona and Colorado are right in there. But I would have to say overall for beauty, Utah. That state floors me. Everything I've ever seen in that state is just gorgeous.
I do love Utah, but I love Massachusetts too. I love home. I love our area.
Chocolate? What?
Chocolate is the name of the movie that Sandy likes with Johnny Depp in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that movie. Yes. Yeah. So, what is your favorite state, you guys?
I was Jesse just put up the playlist from Ma and Pa Kettle. Thank you, Jesse. I'll have to go back and watch it later because I do enjoy it so much.
How does he do that? Because I've looked for.
I don't know. How do you do that, Jesse?
You're so good at computers, Jesse.
Yeah. I'm not
I
good
mean,
at
I've
computers.
searched for mom and pop kettle movies, and all I can find is like excerpts. I can't really find any of them.
Oh, sorry, that was lazy. Okay, that was Jesse that put that up. Okay, getting my blue things wrong, mixed up. Favorite state. All right.
And what is
No one said favorite state. Anybody got a favorite state besides the one they live in?
And your favorite state is?
I have to say Utah besides Massachusetts.
Besides Massachusetts.
Yeah. I love New England in general, but
I love New England too.
And my new favorite is Vermont too. I have to say
it's my new favorite state.
We have lots of favorites because we do.
It's actually in there for a favorite state.
Yeah,
kind of right.
It's gorgeous.
And they've held back corporate entities well in that state. I mean, when you go there, you don't see a lot of McDonald's or Burger Kings or Walmart or Home Depots or Thank God It's Friday. All the regular stores is pretty much taken over, aren't there, and it's every little town.
So it's nice, yeah.
Every little place. We've got mom and pop stores, mom and pop hardware stores, mom and pop grocery stores. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah, we're actually floored by it. We haven't spent a lot of time there, but lately my sister Sandy moved there, so we've spent a couple of long weekends there. We're fixing to spend another one too here soon.
A couple weekends.
And we just love it. The back roads are beautiful. Half of the back roads are dirt, and the dirt roads are in better shape than half of Massachusetts paved roads. I mean, really, they're not bad. And most tourists go up there and they'll stay on the asphalt roads, but the dirt roads outnumber the asphalt roads by far. And some of the beauty on those back roads is just like, I don't know. It's like 1963 or something. It's just amazing.
Andrea said she'll be right back. Okay, Andrea, look forward to seeing you again. And Jesse says he can't reveal his sources. He just knows a guy. Jesse knows lots of guys.
Sources, okay. Hope it's not a mafia guy.
Oh,
right?
Sue says Michigan. She was born in Ohio and love it. Live in Florida and love it. Spent lots of time in Michigan and the UP with my cousin and love it there. Michigan. We haven't really spent a whole bunch of time in Michigan. We've gone through Michigan, right? No?
Never been to Michigan.
Oh, we've never been to Michigan.
I've seen lots of YouTube videos from Michigan. I'll tell you what, it's a place I would love to visit, along with the state of Oregon and Idaho too. But yeah, Michigan looks like a beautiful place. The upper peninsula along the Great Lakes and all that. I mean, it's great. Jawhead and Ginger's Journey are there right now. They've spent the whole summer in that whole area. Check them out. Jawhead and Ginger's Journey. All the past videos have been the upper peninsula, and they've done a lot of the small towns and small attractions and stuff. It's really, really cool.
You can tell I don't know geography because we haven't been through Michigan.
No, man.
We haven't even touched a pot of Michigan.
No, man.
Sandy, don't laugh because Sandy knows I'm not good at geography. I'm sure there she goes. Oh, she's putting up her list. Okay. Sandy's list is Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Washington, Northern California, South Dakota, etc. The list goes on. Hard to choose, as you can see.
Yeah, Sandy is well traveled too. She's been a lot of
she's traveled
been a lot of places and lived in a lot of places too. She's got a lot of experience. She's seen a lot.
And Lisa was born in Oregon, and Jesse was born East LA, but moved to Texas when I was 1. Oh wow.
Wow. Cool.
You never been to New Mexico, Sue? That is, New Mexico is absolutely beautiful.
Is.
That is another.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I have many states that I really, really like.
Our list would be like Sandy's because it is.
But we do have quite a few
beautiful.
States. Yeah, and we do love Florida, although
it's in Colorado.
And Florida
so yeah, we do have a long
packed
list
with people these days. It's just traffic jams and the people on the highway are crazy, and But we do love Florida.
What's PNW?
PNW?
All good choices. Never been to PNW. That is on my bucket list. Sue, what's PNW?
Curious.
I thought, oh yeah, that makes sense. I can't even read. New Mexico would be NM. I can't even read or spell. Sorry, Sue.
She's been staring at her phone all day, so you got to give her, she's probably she has a computer, but she does a lot of her YouTube on her phone. Okay, the next question is if you could.
Pacific Northwest. That's okay, Sue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
I wasn't reading correctly.
Yeah, it's beautiful up.
I can read
Beautiful
once
up
in a
there.
while, just not all the
Washington,
time.
Oregon.
Yeah, we haven't been out that way.
Yeah, Idaho.
We saw a very small bit of California when we went to when we were in
We're from Yuma into
a little bit of
Winter
California.
Haven, California.
That's
and
all we saw of that.
Algodón, I think, California, and that's about
Well,
it.
Algodón is
we went about
Baja California.
yeah, we went about maybe only like about 20 miles into the state or something.
Right. That's about all we've seen of California.
Yeah,
we haven't seen much
a
of
lot
that
of it.
area. I would love to go that way.
I would, but
I want to go to Hollywood, but nobody else likes that idea.
everybody says it's so expensive.
Yeah, and Ron and Sandy think that, like, nah, we don't want to go to California.
Yeah,
we don't want to go to Hollywood.
There's a lot of people, though. It's very expensive.
I would love to go.
But I'm sure it's a
just
beautiful
for
state.
fun.
I'd like to see Joshua Tree National Park. That looks really cool. Okay, if you could travel anywhere in the world or the United States that you haven't been, where would it be?
Who would it be? California, because I haven't been there. So I would love to go to California and see. It's so pretty out there. So I would like to go to California.
I'd like to travel around in Mexico quite a bit myself, just to see it. I'll bet you it's beautiful. It's nice and warm there. And
Very true, Sandy. If one truly loves nature, one finds beauty everywhere.
yes,
Vincent Van Gogh, that is so true.
it's very true. It's very true. You can find beauty in any state you're in, anywhere. It's very, very true.
And when Sue has cousins, she wants to go to Australia because she has lots of family there.
Oh wow,
Lots of cousins there. Yeah, that would be
that would be
a
awesome.
fun one. That would definitely be fun.
For me, I'd like to travel overseas somewhere, like probably Italy. I don't know why.
Jesse and Lisa want to go to the Northeast and Canada and Vermont. Well, Canada's another one on our list. A friend of mine on Facebook, she just went up to Banff and up that way, and it is gorgeous. Oh my God, it's absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I'm not sure what part of Maple Creek, if they're around that area or not, if that's where they are, Jesse, but wow. Canada is a beautiful, beautiful space.
And up where my sister lives, we're only a little ways from the Canadian border. We're only, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes away. Maybe one of these times when we go up to visit her, we'll venture over the line and check some stuff out there. But from what I've seen, it's a beautiful country. Cold, but a beautiful country. They have that highway that runs from one side of the country to the other. And this lady that I worked with took it once. She said it was the most beautiful ride she's ever taken in her life. Goes from the East Coast to the West Coast. I can't think of the actual highway name, but it just goes through mountains and prairies and canyons, and it's kind of like the United States because we're connected. It's the same thing basically, except it's cold up there. When you do that, if you're going to do that road, you got to do it in like July and August. Other than that, forget it. Yeah, it's very, very cold. I mean, it's cold enough here. I can't imagine being in Canada.
Andrea said she's been all over the place. The Red Forest was one of her favorite places.
Yeah, well,
and that but it was a very long time ago. But then she also said outside of the U.S. she would love to go to Scotland and Ireland.
I could go.
I agree with Ireland.
Yeah,
that's
Ireland.
something that not that I think we'll ever get there because we don't like to fly, but Ireland is absolutely gorgeous. Another place that you just stand there and look at the beauty. There's so much. God has made so much beauty in our world.
Yeah,
He really has. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely. Being a mechanic, though, I have a hard time flying because I know that there's, diodes and wire harnesses and rivets and fuses and transistors and relays, and it's all man-made from front to back, and anything that's man-made can fail. I like being in a car and driving because if something happens, I'm in control. I can't imagine if we're going to crash, how horrifying that 5 minutes would be before you actually hit. Yeah.
Sandy said she likes the Yucatan Peninsula. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll bet it was. Yeah.
And Sue said she spent a month in Europe and Ireland. Also been to Scotland. Love it over there.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. Looks very green and plush and beautiful there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I can't imagine how long it would take to get there. That would be the hard part. As Sandy could tell you, I flew once to visit her, to go to her son's wedding. And it was my first flight ever. And it was my first flight ever by myself. And I was a disaster. It was like a crying mess by the time I got off the plane. She She couldn't believe it. I was like, I just
She couldn't
melted.
even
I
speak.
melted down.
Yeah.
I literally melted down. It was way too much for my brain.
Yeah, and then yeah, it was the first time that we were apart for
That was hard too.
any
Yeah.
length of time either. She was gone for like a week, right?
Hello, Gary. Belt Loop 29. Thanks so much for coming to join us. And also Squirrels Magnet Fishing. How are you tonight? Nice of you to come join us.
Very nice. Hello, guys.
Yeah, awesome. We're asking crazy questions,
Yeah,
guys, trying to get to know you better.
Asking some crazy questions today. We spent last week asking a few questions, and we're going to ask a few this week, and maybe we can get to know everybody. We actually learned a lot about people so far.
Yeah, we're learning lots.
It's really, really cool.
So I know Gary has a new puppy named Bella, but you have two other dogs too, Gary, right? I don't know what their names are. How about you, Squirrel? Do you have pets?
Yeah, because one of
That
our
was one of our
questions
questions. Yeah, do you have pets?
do you have animals, and what are their names? So the next question is, and this is a hard one for me, but I'll have to think about it. But what is the best roadside attraction you've ever seen in your travels?
Yeah, I know that's a hard one. We've seen a lot of crazy ones.
I would say, I've seen a lot of roadside attractions, but probably the coolest one I've ever seen was a place called Roadside America.
I was gonna say that.
And
In
it's
Pennsylvania?
yeah, you just on I can't think of the route, but where you come out of New York City and you head for Scranton, and just as you cross the Pennsylvania line.
Thank you, Jesse, for stopping in and visiting with us. We really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I'm so glad your surgery went well.
Yes.
Take good care.
Thank you, guys. There's a place called Roadside America, and what it is it's a diorama, and it's a huge, huge building of America. It has villages and mountain scenes and desert scenes and trains and planes and automobiles and people, and they're fishing and they're in
You just said you were leaving. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And yeah, it's just Roadside America. Check it out at some point.
Oh, Sue said, I'm so sorry. Sue said she has to run. Goodbye, Sue. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Bye, Sue.
I'm used to only having one blue person in here. Sorry, Jesse. Please stay, Jesse. Bye, Sue. We'll miss you terribly. Thanks so much for stopping in. I'm so glad you guys got your internet back, and I'm so glad that everything is well there in Florida for you guys. Take good care, and we'll see you soon.
So yeah, Roadside America. What an awesome place. I think it was $5 at the time to get in. It was probably more, a little bit more than that now, but it's so worth the money, and it's all really taken care of. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on with different scenes and buildings and trees and brooks and water, right? I mean,
it was really cool. Yeah, it really was. I was thinking that was going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was really, really cool. And we haven't stopped in there in a long time because we've seen it a couple times. But the next time we go through, we're going to make a point to actually stop. You can actually fit Finicky Franny in there too.
No, Jesse, we don't want you to leave. I obviously can't read. And like I said, I'm only used to having one blue person in here. So my eyes thought the blue person, and I don't know why I thought it was you. I guess I just can't read tonight. So sorry. Please do stay. Susan, and don't cry. We don't want you to cry.
No, please. Sue's eyes are got to be strange. She's been staring at her phone working on YouTube all day.
And Andrew, you're completely right. Yes, don't leave. We all love you. So, where were you? Oh, did anybody have any roadside things
what is your favorite roadside attraction that you've seen in your travels?
I might need your good eye. My doctor told me the other day I have 2 cataracts starting, but they're not bothering me at this point. So, but maybe I think I need better glasses because I think my glasses are getting really bad.
Getting old sucks. You kind of fall apart,
Hello, Mo Bang for your bucks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mo Bang for your bucks. Hello.
Nice to see you.
Very nice to see you. Very nice to see you.
All right, does anybody have a roadside attraction? Sandy, you must have a roadside attraction. We have to say we came across the
favorite roadside attraction.
We came across one recently while we were in Vermont with Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we didn't come across it. Sandy found it. She came across it. What was it?
It was the Museum of Everyday Life.
Of Everyday, and that was a really cool.
Check it out. We did a video back, I don't know, I want to say a month and a half ago. And the title of the movie was Museum of Everyday Life. It's a very odd museum, and I think we did a pretty good video on it. We pretty much
Yeah,
covered it.
it was
And
cool.
you wouldn't believe the stuff that we found in there. It's like, I won't spoil it for you, but if you get a chance, go back and watch that video, and you won't believe the stuff we found in there. It's the museum of everyday life for sure. It's like they saved
It
a
was
little.
crazy stuff.
They
Yeah.
saved a little bit of everything.
Jesse says his favorite roadside is the next restroom when I'm in a hurry.
Yeah, I get it, man. I really do. I get it. They all look the same. All the urinals, right? They all look the same.
Oh, Andrea went to Area 51, so there was pretty cool roadside ones.
Yeah, I'll bet there was. Yeah.
Some alien themed spots. She said.
Did
What's the one that
did
Jawhead and Ginger went to? Uranus. Did you go to that one? And they kept saying Uranus.
and giggle and Uranus and giggle. Like, what are you, 3?
It was so funny.
It makes me giggle too when I say it. So what am I, 3? When you went to Area 51, did you go out? Did you go out right to the gate? Because I've seen a lot of YouTubers. They go right out to the gate, and guards come with white pickup trucks, and I guess if you go through the gate, you become a prisoner of the United States government or something. I don't know. I almost want to take my GoPro and go through the gate, see what happens.
He and Sandy, and I'm gonna stay out. I'll stay behind with Sweet Pea.
See what happens.
Those two, they'll get arrested. I'm not even gonna bail them out either.
She said no, she didn't. I'm not a rule.
You're not a rule breaker.
I'm not a rule breaker. I'm not really a rule breaker either, but I like to buck authority now and then.
He does want to buck
If
authority.
I see a sign, "Do not trespass," instantly I want to trespass for some reason. It's just.
Jesse said his favorite roadside place is on 15, called the Cow Creek Casino.
Oh, that's funny.
She said Andrew said she went with her grandparents, and they used to love alien stuff. Now, see, I'm afraid of aliens, I have to admit. And Sandy loves aliens, and she would always like flash her lights and go, "We are here!
Yeah.
We are here!" She'd bring me up to the top of a mountain, and
it
freaked me out big time.
We were in Moab, Utah, and it was nice. So Sandy took us up this road. We went to the top of a mesa. We were overlooking, Spanish Valley, I guess, from there. And Sandy shut the lights off and started blinking the lights, going, the headlights going, "We are here. We are," and Sue's like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I can't
I
say
do not
it.
like aliens.
Stop!" Because she thought we were actually going to attract, aliens. But whatever. It was funny. It's,
I do not like
Sue
aliens.
doesn't like anything like
We have
that.
actually seen an alien. We saw
We
it.
did.
We saw an alien ship. We both looked at each other like, "Did you see that?" He said, "Yep." He said, "Did you see it?" I'm like, "Yep, we did. We saw it."
More than 46 years ago, because we've been married for 46 years, and we were.
No, we were married because we were living in Florida. So yeah, we were.
I'm talking about the ones we saw in.
Oh, I don't remember that. That was you at the beach. That was before.
Oh.
So he's seen it twice.
I've seen it twice.
But we saw one when we were
We
married.
did.
When we
It
first
hovered.
married.
You're gonna think we're
It
crazy.
did. It hovered, and then gone.
And we went partying. We were straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
We were sitting there in our living room, and a bright light came up over the top of our apartment. I swear to God, and hovered, and it made like a almost not really like a jet noise, but like a, I don't know. I can't even explain the noise that
That's crazy.
and we looked up and we saw it, and that thing took off. It had been doing 1,000 miles an hour. It was gone, like you can't believe.
And you said it was an electric noise.
It was some sort of weird noise. I can't really explain it. But anyways, and this is the truth. We used to, in Little Compton when I was a kid, there was nothing to do. So we all had hot rods. We all had, muscle cars. So we'd all meet at the beach called South Shore, and we'd all park next to each other and talk and bullshit and blah, 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 blah. So we were all sitting there talking and bullshitting and listening to rock and roll or whatever. And Little Compton is out in the country. It's out in the boonies. Little Compton, Rhode Island, out in the boonies, way up on the hill. And I actually worked at that farm, milking cows, was Wild's Farm. Way up on the hill, I would say from where we were, had to be probably 2 miles where Wild's farm was. And these lights came, and there was 3 of them. They were kind of like this. 3 different lights here and 3 different lights here. So whatever it was, they didn't move in exact unison, but they moved in unison in that they would move from one place to another in a flash. Like they covered that 2 miles from that barn to over our cars in the blink of an eye. Then it went from the top of our cars back over to the barn in the blink of an eye. And when they stayed still, they would kind of move around like this. And the next thing you know, gone. So, and we all saw it. There was a bunch of us guys down there with our hot rods. We all saw it. We all still talk about it from time to time. Matter of fact, when I saw Bruce Arudo, I should have asked him if he remembered that, because I recently saw a guy that I haven't seen for like years and years and years, and I forgot to ask him about that. But other people talked about it for years. So I don't know what it was. I'm not saying that's why they call it an unidentified flying object, because I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, had to been doing 1,000 miles an hour. Not had to be. Covered that 2 miles to the over the top of our cars in the blink of an eye, hovered, blink of an eye, back over the barn, hovered for quite a while longer. Of course, nobody had cell phones then or anything. You couldn't take pictures, you couldn't take videos. You could, before cell phones, we had 8-track tapes. Okay, that's how old this is. And in a flash, it went off into space in unison. By the way, so there is something going on out there. I don't know what, but something.
Andrea said her entire family dressed up in Star Trek outfits and went to Las Vegas for vacation once. And she comes from a long line of goofballs.
It sounds like a fun family to me. Geez, can I join that family? It sounds like a lot of fun. Wow.
And Mo Bang for his buck said he went to, wait a minute, I gotta find it again. I lost it. Where'd it go? He said the Arizona crater is a pretty cool place to visit. Says pricey, about $25 per person, but you can spend half a day exploring everything in air conditioning building. That sounds really cool.
Wow.
That's one of his
We're gonna
things.
We'll put that on our bucket list for this coming.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Arizona. So
winter. We're limited to where we can go because we've only got Finicky Franny and she's 32 feet long, so we're limited to where we can park. So, but we're gonna try to do quite a few different little like museums and historical societies and stuff wherever we can park. We're kind of limited. We understand why people tow a car, because you can't really go anywhere with these rigs. You got everything you need in there, absolutely, but you can't just go anywhere. You certainly can't go boondocking in some of these dirt roads, because you'll never get out of there, and you can't go to anywhere that can't take a 32-foot rig. So, but we're going to try to do that, and we will check that out. Thank you very, very much.
And Andrea also said that they had ball lighting in their living room once, and everything shut off, all power, even our handheld phones, hair standing on end, and everything. It was a crazy experience, she said.
That sounds like a crazy experience.
Jesse wants to know if you're pulling his leg. No, that really happened. That we even didn't. We both couldn't believe we saw it.
We were stunned.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunned.
He says, "Pull my other leg. It plays Jingle Bells." Bye, Gary. He says, "Yeah, I'll have a great week. Came to say hello and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much for coming and visiting. You have a great day. Thank you." And Mo says that has a huge parking lot there. So awesome.
Cool.
We can go check that out because we can fit the 32-foot rig in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to call ahead to a lot of places to see if we can park, because I'm getting to be pretty good at driving finicky franny, but I'm good enough to know that you don't want to just try to get into anywhere with it, because you'll have a hard time getting out. We got in Vermont last time. We were on one of the dirt roads that I spoke about earlier, a very narrow dirt road. I would say that dirt road was probably 25 to 28 feet long, and we came along and the road was closed, just closed. They had a trench dug across it, and they was putting in a big drainage pipe, so it's closed. I had to turn that thing around on a 25 to 28 foot road. The way I did it was I had to back down into this driveway at a farm that I watched the UPS guy do, and then the UPS guy looked at me and goes, "Well, you're a little bit bigger than me, but you can do it." And I'm like, "Okay." And honestly, on each side of my dualies in the back, I had this much room to ditches that was this deep, but I made it. But my point is, I don't want to get stuck with that thing. I don't want to have to back out a mile or whatever. Not that I'm all that bad at backing up. I'm doing pretty well actually.
Yeah, doing good.
I've made some mistakes. Absolutely. I learned about tail swing quick. I whacked a couple of things with the ass end of it because I turned too quick. I learned that you got to like watch that tail swing because when it's in a 32-foot rig from the back tire to the back, you've got about 12 feet. It's doing this every single time you turn. So if you don't pay attention, if you get too close to a gas pump and you turn out quick, you'll take the gas pump out. You know. So yeah.
He's learning.
I'm learning, and I don't want to get stuck in any kind of place that I won't be able to get myself out.
He says, "Did you hit any roads that has a 20% grade in Vermont?" He said Google Map took him on some very interesting places there.
Yes, we did. On the way to the campground, we called the campground guy, and the guy sent us to Tractor Supply to get propane, which is another cute little story I'll tell you about. Anyways, yeah, we did. It was on exit 7 of 89, and we were on 662. And I saw a sign. I'm not really used to driving a big rig yet, right? So, but I did see the sign that said, I believe it was 12% grade. 12% grade. Trucks use caution. Test brakes. There was even, like my sister said, there's even a truck runoff there. Well, guess what? You turn a corner, you come up over a little hill, you come down the hill, the red light.
Oh, that was bad.
And there was a tractor and trail truck parked at the red light, so I had like no time to stop. I mean, I was on them brakes like you can't believe. But anyway, yeah, it was steep. It was directly down. I got the thing rolled down. I got it stopped. My heart was like boom, 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 and I got it stopped. And just about the time I got to the rig, the light turned green. I think I could have stopped anyways, and he moved. Shortly after the light, I pulled into Tractor Supply to get propane, and you could smell brakes cooking. Bad. So yeah, yes, Vermont has very steep hills. And I've learned that when you get to the exits and it shows a picture of a truck, it's, caution, trucks use caution. I need to pay attention to those signs. Steep grades for trucks. I need to like roll it down early and all that kind of stuff. It was a scary lesson. It really was. Everything went
I saw the
flying
light turn
forward in
yellow,
the rig, and
I just screamed, "Red light, red light!" Yellow light wasn't even coming out of my mouth. It was just red light, red light.
And I got to give Finicky Franny credit. It's got 4-wheel disc brakes, and it stopped. There's a lot of weight there, and it stopped. So if I really need to stop, I did learn that it will stop on a dime, pretty much. But boy, it was scary. It was very, very scary.
Andrew says she wants to go back to the Grand Canyon too. Another one of her places she wants to do. She said she was a tiny tot last time she was there. There was pictures of her standing near the edge, and there isn't even a railing. She said her parents have a lot of faith.
There's no railing, no.
We went there with Sandy, and Sandy was going near the edge, and he was like, "Get away from the edge!
Get away from there! I
Get
can't
away from the
stand
edge!"
seeing anybody I
He was,
love
like, so
stand
nervous.
next to the edge of heights. It makes my knees weak. I can't stand it. When we went to the Grand Canyon, we thought it was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. However, we had spent a lot of time in Utah
first.
So we saw some stuff in Utah that's just as fantastic, I must say.
Yeah, Utah is
so
absolutely
even though
beautiful.
it definitely floored us, it was beautiful. It wasn't half as like.
I wish I saw that first before I saw Utah.
Correct. That's what I was trying
because
to say.
Utah is just so amazing.
Oh man,
and that was amazing, but wow.
But we kind of got broke in with Utah, so when we went there, we weren't like
as amazed,
flabbergasted by it.
Right.
We were amazed and totally enjoyed it though. It was beautiful. It really was. I mean, amazingly beautiful. I'm not that fond of heights, so to get right to the edge and look down, not so much. But I did like looking over the canyon and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, heights make me feel really, really weird.
He said he had a few. My life passed before my eyes in Vermont. He said,
yeah,
he didn't like driving in Vermont in the dark. We didn't do any driving at night. We pretty much were done by, and his sister drove us. we drove like, to the campground, and then his sister she drove us around during the day. So we didn't drive at night at all. Pretty much we were in, we were back at the camper by, 5 o'clock.
By dock.
Yeah.
Sandy drove in the
Yeah.
dock, but she lives there. So.
Yeah, she drove in the dock a little bit. So, and she knows her way around now. She's been living there for a little bit more than a year now. So she knows her way around. But yeah, you can see where you could get. And even when we were on that little road construction spot, like they gave you a detour, and we took the detour, and the detour brought us right back, and it was right back to the kind of the road where the construction was still happening.
It's like
so. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
It's like my sister Sandy said. They put the detour signs up kind of for the locals, because you go buy stuff and they don't tell you which way the detour is. You kind of guess,
Right.
If it was better,
we were lost. Needless to say.
Oh, we were. My sister came and saved us on it. We were definitely lost. We had no GPS. We had no cell phone service. We had nothing. We had nothing. We were on our way and on the right track to the campground until the road was closed, and then we were just in trouble. You get on these dirt roads, and you can't tell a lot of times whether you're heading north, south, east, or west, because there's trees everywhere. You got nothing to really go by. You can't even see the sun, really.
Yeah, I don't like driving at night at all. Anyway, I don't mind unfamiliar places for sure. He said that and when it rains, it's terrible. Yeah, I agree with that. And he said driving in Vermont is dangerous.
It is dangerous driving in Vermont. Yeah.
And the roads aren't very well marked either, so you really can get lost really easy because nothing is marked.
Just the main roads. The main asphalt roads, you got plenty of signs, but when you get off the dirt roads, there's nothing. You're on your own. All the dirt roads are in good shape, like I said earlier. They're better than a lot of the Massachusetts paved roads, honestly. But still, you're out in the middle of nowhere on these dirt roads. There's no like signage. There's no nothing.
No, there's no signage.
Nothing. You just wonder.
Jesse said when we were kids at the Grand Canyon, Dad tied a rope around each of us kids except for me. He tied a bungee. Jesse, you have such great humor. You really do.
He is funny. Hilarious.
Do you have any more questions? I think.
Yeah, I got a couple more questions. We just got a few more minutes, and we're gonna call it a night here. But just curious, what kind of music do you all like? I'm the kind of guy, I like a lot of different kinds of music, but I probably got to say that my favorite kind of music is country music.
I'm definitely country or Christian, one or the other.
Yeah.
Country and Christian side by side.
Susie's not an experimental type.
I like oldies too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite is definitely country.
Like some of the music that I put in the video, she doesn't like.
Hello, She Devil. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. And but other people go, oh, that was great music in that video, So Susie's pretty much.
Yeah, I'm pretty
country and Christian music. Period.
Yeah, there's some I'm like, oh, what kind of music did you put on that? And he's like, people love it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't. But he puts it anyways. I'm not. I may be the editor, but I'm not the. I don't have final say.
No, she doesn't have the final say.
She Devil, we've been asking questions to get to know everyone. So the last question we asked was, what's your favorite kind of music?
I have no choice. Mo Banks says all you can get on the road trip is country is all you can get. So I've grown into it.
Yeah. Well, we're more old country people than we are newer. We like some of the new country.
Like Jason Aldean and stuff, some of these new guys, but I come from, Loretta Young, Conway Twitty. Loretta Lynn, Conway Twitty, George Jones, Buck Owens, all of those dudes, they were my heroes when I was, a kid, or people that I listened to when I was a kid. So this new country, I've acquired a taste for it, and it is country. It's not country and western, it's country, but it's a little bit like 60s rock. If that makes any sense. They put a lot of spunk into country today that wasn't there. They're not country bumpkins, I guess. Oh my God, Sweepy just farted. Anybody who's ever had a Boston Terrier knows that their farts are rich, and Sweepy's laying right here. And whew, Sweepy.
Jesse, what's your favorite kind of music? You haven't You haven't said.
She Devil likes pop, rock, country, jazz. Yeah, I like a lot of different kinds of music myself. I do. I can listen to anything from rap, from hip hop to rap to country to jazz, classical. Depends on my mood, you know. So I guess I'm eclectic when it comes to music, and I like a little bit
Tim
of
said
that.
he likes 80s is his preference, but it'll settle for whatever he can find. Lisa loves smooth jazz, and I lean more towards old 60s, 70s, 80s country and hillbilly rock.
Me
Yeah,
too, yeah. Me
yeah,
too.
that's
60s,
where.
70s, 80s
Yeah,
country, the old honky tonk music, and yeah. Me too. Showing our age, Jesse.
yeah, showing our
We're
age for
showing our
sure.
age. Okay, I'm going to ask one more question, then we're going to call it a night. What is your favorite type of car? Mine is Chevrolet and Toyota, and probably Toyota first because we've been driving trouble-free Corollas for I don't know what, almost 20 years now. So
Just as one that runs.
yeah, I'm with you. One that runs, yeah. But Toyotas, they've never failed us yet. We've had them for 20 years. They've never failed us yet.
Has it been? No, has it been 20 years?
Yeah. We bought our first Corolla in
It was
well,
2008.
not
Yeah, so.
no. We bought our first Corolla in 2005 when Annie died.
Oh, okay, so
So it's
15.
been 15, 16 years we've had
Yeah.
Corollas. We've never had one fail. The only time I ever got stuck in a Corolla was because the battery died, but the battery can die in anything. We've gone on multiple long cross country trips. Never misses a beat, I must say. They always start, they always run. And I got one now with, I don't know, 175,000 miles on it. It drives just as good as Sue's, which is like brand new practically.
Jesse says Jeep. They currently have a Jeep, and then Toyota would be his favorites. And then Andrea said Chevy, Dodge, Jeep have all been good to them. She Devil says Ford gal. Chevy would be her second choice. Don't comment on Fords now.
Finicky Fanny's a Ford, and she runs like a top.
That's his first Ford that he's ever driven. His first.
No, well, no, we had a.
Oh, we did. We had a Ford truck for a while.
We had
Ford
a, we had a
150.
Ford F-150 for a little
did.
while, and we also had a Ford Maverick
Oh, we did. That's
for
right.
about 2 years, which was
Way
a
back.
fine car. It really was. It
Way
rotted right off the face of the earth on us, but that car ran really, really well. It was a straight six with a 3-speed on the column. We went all the way to Texas and back with it when we
Moved to Texas.
when
Yeah.
we moved to Texas. But I had to let it go because it rotted. It was just literally rotted right off the face of the earth. It wouldn't even pass. You could take your hands and stick it through the front fenders. That's how bad it was.
Oh, Tim said his dad used to have a 71 Ford Maverick with a straight six. It ran forever.
Yep, absolutely.
I think it's so rotted it had a hole in the fender, and you could stick your whole fist in the fender.
Both fenders. You could just stick your hand through it. So
Rust is an issue with Fords for sure.
Yeah, they're not my favorite automobile. In fact, when I first took Finicky Franny, the first trip I took her on because she's a Ford was 20 miles to the nearest campground. The second trip I took her on was up to Boston, around 60 miles, just south of Boston. And then we went all the way to almost the Canadian border and back with it. She ran like a top. So I got to say, she runs good. She got plenty of power. She shifts good, and it's a 450 Super Duty E 450 Super Duty. So it rides good. It runs good. So we'll see. We're gonna take it to Quartzsite. So hopefully she makes it there and back. The only thing she seems to need is universal joints, which she doesn't need, but I'm going to change. And she definitely needs front shock. Other than that though, she runs well. Starts up, runs like a top. So hopefully we'll go all the way to Quartzsite and back without problems. So, anyways, folks, we've been here for an hour and a half almost, and Sweet Pea's ready to go out, and this old man's getting tired. He's going to go to work at 3:15 in the morning, and we fully appreciate all of you being on hand. We hope you had fun. We did.
Tim, we are going to Quartzsite in January.
Yep.
We'll be there for the RV show.
For the big RV show.
During that time.
We're going to meet a bunch of YouTubers and stuff there. We're going a little early. We're going to go to the Yuma, Arizona. Go to the dentist. I got some dental work to do in Mexico, We're going to hang around in Arizona for a little while, and then we're going to head to Quartzsite and spend a week and a half there and meet a lot of YouTube people, I hope. We're going to go to Box Bandies, meet, and
In fact, Tim, you're the first one to invite us to go to Box Vandy, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
So, you said you're going to be there, so
yeah, we're going to meet a lot of people.
we get to meet you, so we're pretty excited about that
Yeah.
too.
We're excited about meeting all of our friends because you get to talk to them and you get to know them a little bit, but you don't really know. You want to shake hands and meet the people. So anybody that's going to be there, in
Jesse and Lisa, you guys go because we want to meet you too. So we know you have a camper, so drive on out.
Yeah,
It's not
drive
that far
on
for you
down.
to go from Texas.
It's 70 in the day there, 60 or 70 in the day, and goes down to 40 at night. So it's beautiful in the summer. We've been there several times in the winter.
Andrea, thank you so much.
That area, and it's beautiful. Yeah, we want to thank all of you guys for being here.
And Radio Jonesy's been listening. He said he's been working because it's morning there over in Australia. So thank you, Radio Jonesy. It's so nice of you to come join us.
Yeah,
Everyone.
All of you.
Well, bang for your bucks. Digging for your health. Lazy days.
We're going to try to do this. We're going to try to do this weekly now.
Belt Loop. She Devil Adventures. Thank you, everybody, guys. Sue oh geez, why is my brain going crazy? Lucky Dog.
And Jesse, thank you for your moderating.
Yes.
We fully appreciate it. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, it's an honor.
It is an honor
to have the Mod Father on our channel.
It is.
Absolutely.
We've been having Mrs. Lazy Days for the last few weeks, but now we've got Mrs. Lazy Days and the Mod Father.
Yes.
So thank you guys.
Fully appreciate
Thank you,
it.
everyone. We
consider all of you our friends. So thank you so much.
You all have a wonderful week, and we're so happy that you guys came to spend some time with us. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you next week.
And check out a couple of our videos. Like I said, I got Susie's coming up soon. I think you guys are gonna like it. So, anyways, thank you so much, and we will see you next week at 5:00. Lord willing, of course.
Thank you. Same bat time, same bat channel. I can't speak anymore. Jeez.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take good care.